All right, we are live. What is up, everybody? You can start by typing some questions in the chat. We'll get started in a few minutes here, but I have a good presentation for you guys. I'm excited to run through. Just start in the chat if you have any questions about the topic of this video, and then also, where you guys are from, how long you've been following my channel for. What kind of videos you guys like to see. There should be a live chat if you're on mobile. What's up, Matt? What's up, Jax? Just type in the chat, and then we'll get into this. We're gonna start in like 5 minutes or so. Greetings from Brazil. Awesome. Again, if you guys have questions, we'll start. The topic of this video that you clicked on. I have like a whole 45-minute video planned right now that I'm going to walk you guys through. And until we get some people ready to go here, just type questions in the chat. I kind of like the idea of streaming. I think I'm going to do streaming a lot more. Seems like it's sort of a trend right now, and but wait. Was I just talking and no one was hearing me? I think I was just talking and no one was hearing me for a while. My mic was just sitting down. Let me know if this mic is good. If it's better than it was before. Should be pretty good right about there. Let's see. Just let me know in the chat. Testing. Yeah, that should be. Okay, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I was literally just speaking into this live stream, but before the mic was over here. I mean, the mic, it should be coming out of this, so yes. Okay. So, all right, we got someone from Brazil. We have someone from, looks like Ukraine. Not going to lie, I liked the party and college videos when I was in high school, but I think people start to appreciate the more influential videos after that point in their life. Yeah, I'm glad that you pointed that out, Ethan. Obviously, I'm not in college anymore, and the entertainment stuff is great, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing sit-down videos like this and answering questions and, getting into it with you guys and seeing if I can help you and make your life more exciting or fun in some way. Mackenzie from North Carolina. Cool. All right, we'll get started in a couple minutes here. Let's see. Again, if you guys actually type in the chat, this is live. You can just scroll down and type in. If you're not logged into YouTube or if you don't have a YouTube account, I'm not sure what you're doing, but you can do that. We'll be on here for the next like 45 minutes. So if you didn't have anything planned, we're about to have a little bit of fun. And then you can actually always come back and watch it later if you end up having to go, because this will be posted live. Cool. Lots of good questions. Great. Mackenzie's hyped. Okay, I love it. All right, so let me just get set up here and get my screen share up and running. How are we doing, chat? Let's see, share. Oh, I see what I can do. Okay, I'm going to share screen. Window, entire screen. So let me know what you guys see right now. You should be able to see my screen, but I want my face in it. So that's kind of I still want to have my face. Okay. I'm gonna mess around for a second here. Hang in there for a second, and I'll start momentarily. But let me just download a bunch of these slides that I have prepared for this, and then I will upload the slides into this software that I'm using. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of slides, so okay. It's going to take like a minute or so. Let me get back and look at the chat. Okay. All right. In the meantime, why don't I play? I think I have like a cool YouTube intro. Ta-da! Okay. I'm going to start this very shortly once I get the slides. I'm going to remove that. Okay. Share slides, your computer. Here we go. Oh, file limit. Only 50 megabytes. Let me just see how big this one is. If it doesn't work, no problem. If you guys are just hopping in here, the chat is active. This is live, so you guys can ask any questions. And before I end up starting this, I might go through a few of them. Okay, this is way oversized. Let me see. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. So instead, what I'll do is I will, let's see. Let's try like this. No, that didn't work. Okay. We'll start soon. Someone asked, what did you miss? We haven't started yet. So we're going to start very shortly. As soon as I can figure out how to get, basically what I want to do is I want to have the slides up in front of us, but I also want to have my face showing as well. And as soon as I can do that, then we'll get right into it. And it shouldn't be too hard. I think maybe what I can do is Google Slides. Cool. Try this. And if this doesn't work, we will we'll just do it without my face, which would be sad, but it's fun. No, that didn't work. Dismiss. I'm the type of person, I don't know about you guys, but when I start trying to do something, I think I made it work. When I start trying to do something, I like have to figure it out. If I can't figure it out, it's like, it's no good. Okay. It looks like that worked. And all my pictures are there. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to do it. Epic. Okay, let's try it. Screen share, slides, Google Slides, add Google Slides. Boom. Allow. Select. Almost there. All right, we're getting close. This is called StreamYard. He doesn't seem to know how to stream. No, guys, I'm new to streaming. All right, give me a break. Give me some support. I'm figuring this out as we go. I'm not gonna be an expert when I start this. So hold on a second. All I know is when I see streamers do it, they have like the chat going on the side. I think that's like Discord. But I promise when I figure this out, it's going to be sick. All right, let's try it. Slides. Now let's do share screen. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Oh, sick. Okay. So that definitely does it, but does that mean that I can boom. Boom. Okay. All right. I think I did it. Ta-da. Okay. All right, so this is the ultimate guide to attracting 1% men, women, and experiences for digital nomads. So this is really, to be honest, I made this specific video and this specific slideshow for people who are, you know, digital nomads. You know, people that are building a business, they're building a social media marketing agency, they're building a, like some kind of a Shopify store, drop shipping, Amazon FBA, they're trading crypto. And to be completely honest, this is going to be most effective if you're making like roughly like 10 grand a month or more. That's going to be where it's the most effective. And the reason is because, and I'll just skip to this slide. If you're not making at least 10 grand a month, honestly, this won't help you that much because the truth is that you just need to be able to pay for flights and dinners and Airbnbs and experiences. And while, so feel free to stick on and stick around and watch the rest of this if you aren't making that money. But the reason I hate to like burst some of your bubbles. I'm sure some people are, kind of bummed out about that. But part of the thing is, having money helps you travel. Having money helps you pay for experiences, et cetera, et cetera. So, I call like the three archetypes of people: the bubble guy, the new locationor, and the friendless millionaire. So the bubble guy is basically someone who's starting to make money in their online business, in their digital nomad career, and they just feel stuck in their own town. And they feel like, they're stuck with their parents, there's destructive old friends, they don't have a ton of business success, and they're trying to break out of it. The second is the people that just moved to a new city or a country or a college, and they just know very few people, and they want to build a circle of that like 1% man type thing, date women, etc., and then start to travel beyond that new place that they moved to. And then the friendless millionaire. So this is the person who's made a lot of money already as they're in their online business career, and they're successful in every other area of their life except social. And it's just painful because they feel like their life is very boring and they don't know how to break out of that cycle. The other category, the last category I'd mentioned, is someone whose life is relatively good. Maybe they're making their, whatever, 5-10 grand a month in their online business, but they just feel like there's more that they could be doing. And they're an optimizer, and they want to maximize. So once again, if you're not making a lot of money, that's fine. You can definitely stick around. You'll get some value out of this. But I really designed this for people with the idea that if you have money to spend, it's just easier to build your circle because, you can pay for things. So in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to go over how to meet high value men and women while traveling, how to date higher quality women in your early prime, how to plan, operate, and organize epic experiences for you and your social circle. I'm going to go over how to overcome social anxiety and self-confidence issues, even if you feel hopeless and this has been a problem for years, how to generate a consistent flow of new and highly motivated and successful men and women into your life. I'm going to go over how to permanently increase your confidence, how to get out of the box and open up the floodgates to your social circle and business by utilizing Instagram, social media the correct way without posting like an annoying influencer or loser looking marketer with the business TikToks, even though they are actually pretty effective. I'm going to talk about how to build a better social circle by doing less, whole 4-hour work week mindset. Basically, everything you need to know so you can build a tribe of high value men and women using predictable copy paste systems instead of time wasting failure and constant anxiety. So, rules for today. Again, this is not for I'm a brokey, but I'm kind of interested because, again, as I said, I'm warning you right at the start just to not waste your time. A lot of the things I'm going to be talking about today, you need to have money to be able to do. Like you need to have money to pay for an Airbnb. You need to have money to pay for a flight to travel to Bali. You need to have money for, for even bottle service or something like that, if that's something that you're into. So that's just kind of the first thing I want to mention. The second is this is not like pick up women, get laid type thing. Not really want to be a proponent of hookup culture and hooking up with as many girls as possible. I just think that's stupid and pointless. And if that's what you're here for, maybe stick around anyway. You'll probably learn some things that'll help you with that. But ultimately the goal is to have long-term relationships, right? Like things that you can build. And to get there, you need to have multiple experiences and meet different types of girls, but that's not the ultimate goal. It's also not take advantage of people for opportunities they provide and provide nothing in return. We obviously want to give more than we're ever asking. And that's another big part of this as well. And so last point here, you must be open-minded and be willing to look at building your tribe from a completely new perspective. If you have that part covered, then I can open up the floodgates for you, but without an open mind. And if you're looking for easy tricks or to fulfill selfish, ego-based desires, I can't help. It's been great having you. But if any of these, you identify with any of these, probably not worth your time. And I just want to save you guys as much time as possible. So give me a 100 in the chat if you guys are following. If you guys are good to go, just type it down below, and then we'll continue. Okay, let's see. Mackenzie's super active. We have flying solo. Should I watch if I make 500 a week? I mean, yeah, look, if you guys make less than 10 grand a month, that's okay. You'll definitely learn some stuff in this. I'm just saying I designed it like thinking if I'm someone who's making at least 10 grand a month, what would I do? So you'll still learn some things. It's just some of the stuff that I'll be talking about, you might not be able to necessarily afford yet, in which case that's fine. I would just recommend, doubling down on your business and starting to, focus more on that. All right, let's see. Eddie, awesome. Flying solo 89, awesome. And I can't pronounce the last name. Advit. Cool. All right. Someone asked, what's this about? Well, read the title of the thumbnail. All right. So also, this is not necessarily for girls. So if you're a girl, I don't want to waste your time either. I'm just letting you know, we might be talking about some guy stuff. Who knows what guys talk about. Again, it's not necessarily that you will get no value out of this, but again, it's designed for guys, and I just don't want to waste your time. Men and women are different. I'm a man. I'm speaking from my experience. And so, again, I just don't want to waste anyone's time. And for the sake of that, if you're a girl, there might be some locker room talk. There might be some just guy stuff that we mention here. And I just want to be respectful of everyone's time. And lastly, neither my results or the results of the guys you'll see that I've worked with are typical. And the people you're going to hear about that I talk about in this as examples are people who've put in a lot of work and they've done the action steps, and the results that you get from what I'm about to talk about are up to you. No one hands you anything in life. So does this sound like you? You can type 100 in the chat if you resonate with any of this. You feel like you can't find friends on the same frequency as you. Type 100 in the chat if you feel that. Do you feel that no matter how much you put into your relationships, you can't seem to get the same in return? Do you feel socially awkward despite everything you've tried to fix yourself to make yourself cooler? Do you feel stuck in the wrong city or town and can't seem to find like-minded people? Do women keep leaving you or putting you in the friend zone because you're just too nice? Do you feel like building a social circle using social media is a pivotal lever for opening relationships to you, but you just don't have to seem to have that fully worked out yet? Does this sound like you? I'm having trouble meeting people with like-minded goals and hobbies as me, and it's hard to find places to meet these people. or people wanting to build something together, people basically wanting a circle that's not just about partying and meaningless stuff. Don't get me wrong, partying's fun and fooling around once in a while, but main priority should be to elevate each other to higher standards. Does this sound like you? Hey man, I have a pretty good friend circle and lots of successful entrepreneurs and change makers, which I'm grateful for, but I'm struggling getting around beautiful women since my company is fully remote. I mostly work from home, and when I travel from Airbnbs, I'm having trouble dating. I'm using Tinder, which is just not cutting it for me to find high quality women. The funny thing, my entrepreneur friends all experience the same, even though we're cool dudes, we all travel, have money, aren't the worst looking. We're just not really getting the tens that, we kind of dream about. And does this sound like you? Just imagine a passionate dude teaching mindset, spirituality, or really anything, building any kind of business, right? One best friend I can talk to, unconscious parents, no social circle. Last vacation was 3 years ago with my ex. Desired situation, travel, crazy shit with people that are like me, get my body in shape, and have fun. Next to scaling my business to 100K a month. Do you feel like every new person you actually do meet, you can't seem to develop a deeper relationship with them? And do you feel like you have the money to travel from your new business success, but you don't know how to spend it and where to go? Do you feel like there's this club of people who are always going on fun trips, going out to dinners, building cool stuff, and you're never invited? The real problem is that you're stuck in the old paradigm and you haven't moved to the highly predictable and highly leveraged new paradigm of making friends and building your social circle. And when you move to the new paradigm, everyone you come into contact with will feel high value and on the same frequency as you. And people will be offering you invites that feel heaven sent left and right. And this will become the new norm. Your social anxiety will vanish and you'll walk around free of the burden of anxiety, loneliness, and depression forever. And you'll feel effortlessly confident. And once you move to the new paradigm, you'll develop a new worldwide circle of friends that you can travel and build with. You'll be the one friend zoning girls, and you'll have too many options, and girls will be chasing you. And you'll have a simple social media system that funnels high-value men and women into your tribe. And once you move to the new paradigm, you'll finally understand where to find the 9s and 10s, whatever that definition is for you, instead of settling for your local, girls that aren't cutting it for you. And you'll finally be able to build deeper, longer-term, meaningful relationships that bring you love, fulfillment, and success and happiness. You'll know exactly where to travel, when and where to spend most of your money to get the most out of your experience. You'll feel like you have a ticket to the club. You'll get invited to cool events, dinners, and parties on a consistent basis. And the new paradigm is proven. It works like clockwork, and you won't feel alone, stuck, or left out ever again. Is everyone following? Everyone good here? This is insane. Can't believe this is a real thing. Okay. Sweet. All right. This means that you can stop worrying about being stuck alone, being stuck in the same destructive circle. I'll let you guys read for yourself. Being stuck in mediocre land and experiencing FOMO. Instead, just having a just focus on continuously building meaningful relationships and having the freedom to do things you love with people that love you back. So, what is the old paradigm and why is it broken? So the old paradigm feels like this. You have people and you have the experiences and it basically just feels like, everyone's dragging you down, right? And you feel like there's this wall that you want to knock down, but you can't because you just don't know how. And you're being dragged down by all these other people. And on the other side of that wall, there's people that you wish you knew better. Maybe people from online. There's other cool people that you've seen online. There's other people that who are amazing. And then there's a world of experiences that you don't even know exist behind this wall. And that's the old paradigm. And the old paradigm, it feels very chaotic and directionless. It feels desperate. It feels disconnected. It's centered around trying to impress people. It's not using Instagram and social media in the right way. It's a failure to look outside your town or not recognize the value in your town. It's kind of the mindset, I've always been this way. It's a fixed mindset. It's all you need to do is meditate and manifest your way to success. It's just texting a lot. and getting no results because no one responds to your texts. It's alcohol-fueled parties, drug-fueled parties, leaving everybody feeling drained. It's aggressive, in-person, anxiety-filled approaches for both parties. And I tried this paradigm for years, and all it got me was a bunch of unsupportive friends who partied all the time with no greater purpose, and it made fun of me when I was trying to build my YouTube channel and business. And then one day, I got stuck in a toxic relationship where I got cheated on publicly and couldn't even call my party friends for support because I'd pushed them away and stopped working on my business and passions completely. I was a depressed, yuppie, beta bitch boy with no friends, no purpose, and no money, and that's when I decided to make the shift. And when I made the shift, I quickly built a new social circle of friends who were all of a sudden more supportive, like-minded, caring, and generous, more so than I could possibly ever imagine. And in the last several years, I've expanded my tribe of friends who are now all motivated and loving. They love travel and adventure. And in this webinar today, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did and how I did it, even quicker than I did. So if you guys are following me, you probably know me. My name's Arlen. Specialize nowadays in tribe development, personal branding, and behavioral change. I've personally started from scratch 5 times around the world to build my now worldwide tribe. I've helped thousands of men build tribes that help them expand their business, enjoyment of life, and higher purpose. And I've been maniacally obsessed with social dynamics for a very long time. There's a good question in the chat. I'm just going to pause and answer this. Someone asked why I haven't grown my YouTube channel in a while. And to be honest, the reason is because I haven't wanted to. I haven't tried to. I understand YouTube growth. YouTube growth is something where if you do vlogs, you don't really grow. If you notice, your favorite vloggers, they either went viral off some extremely viral content. And you guys know what viral videos are. It's like skateboarding in New York City or like some kind of high stakes challenge or, there's lots of different vloggers that attempt to go viral with every video. My channel the last several years has been only vlogs. And the reason is because I didn't like the feeling of having a large following in college. It was kind of strange. I mean, walking around and having everybody know who you are is a bit annoying. But I'm going to be honest, I'm ready to kind of deal with that again. And so you guys will see my channel start to grow again in the next 3 to 6 months to a year as I focus on making the kind of videos that actually go viral. So that kind of stuff will return, I can promise you. But back into the presentation. So I went major dork mode for years, learning about social circles so I could get to where I am today. And I was so obsessed that I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on personal development programs, mentorships, and I even used a self-study journal every interaction I had. So while I was in college, I would go into a journal, like a Google document, and I would talk about my interactions with people. And it was super, super embarrassing. But I would basically break everything down with all the people that I met and analyze what went well and what didn't go well. And I would talk about, kind of the things that I was doing to improve. And I had some friends that were involved in this document. So basically what we would do is like every night we would go out, we'd talk to girls, we'd talk to people, and then we'd go home and we would type all out what happened and then how we could improve in the future. So, some of the stuff got weird, right? And I was just doing some very strange stuff to try to like get an edge socially, like doing energy awareness exercises and whatnot. It was a very interesting time. I'll leave it at that. But I didn't stop there. Nope, I was just getting started. And I proceeded to read hundreds of books on communication, persuasion, power, spiritual work, and self-development. And I watched thousands of hours of free YouTube videos out there on game and social dynamics. And I purchased hundreds of thousands of dollars of training from the best social dynamics coaches in the world. And the most wild thing I did out of all this, as you guys know, if you're following this YouTube channel, is I started to film my entire life and all the interactions I had. And then I would sit down for like 3 to 7 hours a day, rewatching those interactions and editing them into a story to post on the internet. So on one hand, it's just a vlog, right? And I started this 6 years ago now. But on the other hand, it was a lucrative 5-year intensive self-study on tribalism. So I went out and I would interact with all these interesting people, millionaires and people in crypto and restaurant owners and club owners and actors and people from all over the world. And then, I did some outrageous things. I hosted parties. I had a house in the Hollywood Hills. I just got back from an insane Europe tour. I've been all over the world and I filmed it. And then what I would do is I would go home and I would edit these videos. So not only was I doing all this crazy stuff, but I was filming it, and then I would rewatch all of my interactions with all these very interesting people that I was meeting. So, chat, I want you guys to think about the last time that you talked to someone, whether it was a girl, someone that you were attracted to, some high value, entrepreneur, millionaire that you're speaking to. Imagine if you recorded that interaction, right? And then you rewatch the entire interaction multiple times. And while reviewing the footage, you can observe your posture, your tone of voice, your eye contact, what you looked like when you were just listening, and you can learn and self-correct. And now imagine doing that for 5.5 years. That's what I did. And it might seem pretty ridiculous, but my life has been pretty awesome as a result of doing that, in my opinion. And at the start of 2022, I built this program called Tribe Accelerator, where basically what I did was I broke down everything that I'd learned in the past 5 years from all of this stuff that I was doing into like a 7-week program. And in doing that, like in kind of reviewing everything and like really being forced to break it all down, I was able to sharpen my own skills. And just as a result, the last 4 months have been wild. As I mentioned, if you guys saw my Instagram, I just got back from the most insane 2 months in Europe. We were in Mykonos, Croatia, Capri. We were all over, and we were doing stuff like that I've never done before, just at a level that, like, socially, that people all around the world kind of like, it's like that Cody Co, like, blue ass water lifestyle. Like, it was literally that. And we were literally hanging out with Jay Alvarez in Mykonos, which is hilarious. So okay, so I've also in the past several months saw 50 Cent perform in David Dobrik's backyard. There he is in David's backyard. I partied with Harry Jowsey, who's a pretty funny guy. Became friends with this chick, Riva Tez, who's pretty popular in the crypto space. Became a good friend. Hung out with one of the youngest billionaires in crypto. And then we all went to Rick Solomon's suite in the Bellagio. He's one of the biggest poker players in the world. This is all in the last several months. I was living in a $20,000 a month house in LA for free just because of the network that I built. I smoked cigars with Draco Malfoy, which was kind of hilarious. Did an ice bath with my friend who built this 9-figure company during the pandemic that was like distributing tests and vaccines and such. Attended a party by people building a crypto city state. Hung out with some model chicks in Bali. And I hosted a Tribe Accelerator event at the mansion on the beach in LA. Went to Coachella with artist bands, backstage access, all that. Spent 3 days in Correas, which is a small town in Mexico. I partied in London with Iman Gadzhi. I'm sure many of you guys know who that is. And I don't say all this to brag, just so that you guys listen to what I'm about to share with you, because I know it can shortcut a lot of struggle in your life and seriously just make your life really fucking cool and fun and fulfilling. And I've also taught the secrets of the new paradigm that I'm about to share with you with my students over the last couple of years. So Cameron is one of them. He's a digital nomad. He's actually a copywriter. And he went through the training, and now, he's based in Bali. He's got an insane circle of friends. He's crushing it. He's Cameron Cruz on Instagram. Talon Smith is another guy who went from living on his parents' couch to, through his social circle, getting different jobs, linking with people from all over Miami, and just building a really awesome electric lifestyle. Then, of course, Jack Bratzett, who's was building kind of a video business, YouTube channel, and doing video work. And through going through the program, he was able to basically experience exactly what he'd always dreamed of, which was travel to Hawaii with some giant influencers and just have that circle in LA of some of the most famous people in the world. Jack Ginsburg is another guy who had social anxiety and literally couldn't even talk to people. And then throughout the course of the several weeks of the program, I showed him how to overcome that. And then he started just getting invites left and right. I have a full interview with him that's on YouTube. If anyone struggles with social anxiety, he's a good story. Austin Hines, he's another guy who had just moved to a new city. And anyway, I don't want to do too much on this right now, but there's just a lot of wins from Tribe Accelerator. So I'm going to skip that for now. So with the new program I built, there's so many wins, it's hard to keep up. And that's just the start of it. So what is the new paradigm? All right, here's the meat. Here's where we really get into it. Enough intro. It looks like this. Basically, you are a rocket ship with a magnet on it, and everybody starts chasing you. It's as simple as that. You build the rocket ship, and people start chasing you. You're a rocket ship with a magnet on it, so everyone is attracted to you. And imagine how much easier it is to build the lifestyle that you want if you just attract everybody, and you don't have to do as much. You create a system, and then the system attracts the people. That's the new paradigm. And it's focused. It's easier. It's fluid. It's just I'm just going to share it with you. Let's just do it. So there's 7 transformations that need to happen in your life if you want to get to this lifestyle and try building level. The first is that you have to have a clear paradigm for reality, your master vision, and relentlessly go after something bigger than yourself and your personal profit. So this is a big one. Basically, a good example is, how Elon Musk, he's not friends with Kanye because of how good he is at video games. Elon and Kanye are friends because Elon's trying to save the human race. He has a purpose that's bigger than himself, and that's why Kanye likes him. He's a big thinker. And you don't want to be the guy that views work merely as a means to make money. You want to find something that's bigger than yourself, because when you chase something bigger than yourself, ultimately you experience more success, you impact more people. And if you think about the people that have the best social circles, they also probably have the biggest goals, and they're trying to help the most people. So if you simply set bigger sights for yourself, and people are going to start chasing you. That's step number 1. It's the most simple. And that's stuff that's not anything new. Jack talks about the impact of that, but I don't think I have to prove that to you. You guys all know that. So the second is you must articulately define the types of people that you want in your life, and define and deeply understand why you want them. So most people don't have the friends and circle and lifestyle and travel they want because they haven't defined it. And they're desperate to make friends, so they feel like they have to take anyone that they encounter. And this is extremely repulsive and will push people away faster than anything. The first step to attraction is to get clear about who you will accept into your life and who you won't accept. And imagine how crazy this would be. You get into a taxi in New York City. Actually, just got back from New York. So you get into a taxi. The driver asks where to. You tell him anywhere. Please take me anywhere. The driver's going to look at you like you're fucking crazy and tell you to get the fuck out, right? So you need to tell the driver where you want to go. And basically what that means is you need to define in detail who you want to attract. What is the specific type of girl that you want to date? What is the specific type of guy that you want to be friends with? And if you have that down, then when you meet anybody, you have questions that you can ask. You can filter through the types of things you should say to influence the people that you're speaking with. Okay. 3, you must cultivate frequency in the events you create so that you always have value to offer. This is a big one. All right. I hope you guys are taking notes on this part, because this is some new stuff that I've added in. So the key to, kind of similar to passive income, the key to passive tribe building is creating the types of gatherings that high value people would want to attend in anyway, right? So I'll say that again. Creating the types of gatherings that high value people would want to attend is the shortcut to offering value, even if you're a loser. So basically what I mean is, if you hosted dinner every Friday and you meet a cute girl on Monday randomly, you never have to worry about what to say to her to offer value, right? Because you always have something every single Friday that you can invite her to. And this is why I said, like, if you're a digital nomad, if you're making like, 5, 10, 15 grand a month, host a weekly dinner. Invite, and every person that you want to invite, you can just invite to that dinner and pay for it. You're making 5, 10 grand a month. It's definitely a good ROI. Like, it'll cost you maybe $300-400 per week. Maybe you do it every 2 weeks, right? But if you host a group dinner at like a decent restaurant and it's every Friday, it's that's the value, right? You're just connecting people. The value is in the arbitrage. It's a good question. What if you feel like you have no value? Well, if you have money, right, and you can create something where you're bringing people together, that's value. It doesn't, like, you yourself could be a complete loser, but if you gather cool people together, then you have value. So the other thing is that group gatherings also take the pressure off people so that you don't have to feel the pressure of one-on-one dates. And what I mean by that is, if you, let's say you, like when you invite a girl on a date, it's a lot of pressure for her to say yes. But if you invite her to something that she can bring her friends to, then she feels a lot more comfortable and she's more likely to show up because you've invited her with her friends, right? And she doesn't feel like she's going to see some guy she doesn't know. So that's the power of building and creating some kind of like consistent recurring event, some consistent recurring gathering every Friday, once a week. And then you can do more macro ones, right? Like larger trips. So I'm going to give you guys a couple examples. So one example you can do is the thinker dinner to party model. So basically what I used to do is I would have a dinner with like 6 to 8 of my buddies in business. And then after that, we would have a party with like 40 or 50 people. Okay. Or we would go out to a club. So you just start out with a dinner and then simply go to a club. Now, the dinner is something where you're trying to bring like people and ideas together. And that sounds like fart speak, but it's pretty simple. I mean, you like, a good idea to do as well is to have some kind of like have some kind of a prompt for the night, for example, you can do like a story time dinner where basically what you do is you tell everybody to go around the table and tell some kind of a story from their life. Right? It's very, very simple. But when you have that kind of structure to it, people feel like they get value out of it, instead of just like sitting down and nobody knows what to say. And then afterward, you turn it into a party. So that's very simple. The other example that I can provide for you is just going on an adventure, scheduling a trip. Schedule a trip to Bali for October. Schedule a trip to Colombia for December, right? And just put these things in your calendar. And then every person you meet along the way, you can pull into that funnel and invite them. So this is Jack. Jack is actually a guy in Tribe Accelerator that's been absolutely crushing it with these events that he's been doing. And he's just been doing, a weekly event and inviting different entrepreneurs into it. And then just the thing about when you host the event too is everybody's trying to introduce themselves to you because you're the host. If you attend someone's birthday party, you got to meet everybody else around there. But if it's basically your birthday party every time because it's your party, then if people invite friends, they want to meet you because you're the host. So it puts you in a position of power. So here's some other guys from Tribe Accelerator that organized this pretty awesome trip to Bali, and they got all this awesome content, and it was some pretty cool stuff to see, from my end, just like these guys being able to live exactly how they wanted to, having followed my stuff for a little while, and yeah, looks dope. Okay, so point number 4. You must start to understand where to travel and when to go. This is very key. So where to go when. So my friend Adam, I'll credit Adam for this. He came up with this idea called the circuit. He's been traveling the last 10 years. And in the circuit, it's essentially a map of where to go and when. And the point is that if you spend your time going to the right place at the wrong time, you'll still miss out on all the high-value guys and hot chicks around the world. For example, if you go to Palm Springs in December, versus going in April, it's completely different. Why? Well, because there's nothing happening in Palm Springs in December, but Coachella is happening in April. So if you want to basically follow the circuit, you follow the events. So what you need to do is start to view the world through seasons and events. What are the best events at the best times of the year? And simply begin to follow the path of the attractive and the rich. It's very simple. You simply just look at a map and you ask yourself, right? And here's some examples. Like, when is summer? When is winter? And you go to those places during those times. So as an example here, you have, I just gave you guys the real circuit is a lot longer, but here's just a few examples, right? Like Cape Town, January through March, Australia, January, February, right? Or skiing in Switzerland, right? April and June. April, you have Coachella, you have Stagecoach, EDC. These are also some good locations to visit April through June. And then July, September. This is what I just did. July, August was Amalfi Coast, Capri, Mykonos, Cape Cod is also beautiful, a lot more quiet, right? October to December, you have Art Basel, you have Halloween in Los Angeles, you have Burning Man, you have all these different events, okay? So, a perfect example of like how this is really effective and really useful is if you go to you could just Google this, like Google Australia in January, and then Google Australia in August. Actually, you know what I did? I actually flipped these around. But Australia in January is actually summer, and then Australia in August is actually winter. So my apologies. These pictures are supposed to be reversed. But just Google Australia in January. You're going to see this picture. It's like people at the beach. It's super hot. It's like 100 degrees. And then if you search Australia in August, that's actually winter. If you zoom in, you'll actually see this is August in Australia. There's like literal parts of Australia that have snow. It's rare, but it's fucking cold and miserable in Australia in January. So my point here is you need to know when to go where. And then there's another thing that you should learn, and there's certain DJs that that the circuit like has. Okay, so certain DJs for whatever reason attract the millionaires, the billionaires, and the most attractive girls in the world, the models, etc. So if anybody knows who this DJ is, type it in the chat. But this is a guy named Solomon, and he's just one example of many DJs that if you just look at their tour sets, and again, if you have money to travel, just go to their sets and you'll literally start to see, like, for some reason, this is what the most successful people in the world are doing. They're following these DJs around and a specific style of music. And you kind of have to get accustomed to it. It's like sort of techno, and it goes for hours and hours and hours. But there's a list of DJs that I've learned from Adam that attract the most high value people in the world. Number 5, you must leverage social media like a sniper. So if you had to get from New York City to London, would you take a plane or would you swim? Building your tribe without using social media is like swimming from New York to London. It's completely fucking stupid. Social media isn't for the Jake Pauls of the world. You could be a doctor working 12-hour shifts and still use social media for less than 20 minutes a day and get results. Starting to view yourself like a brand is the key to leveraging social media. You don't need a million pictures. You literally only need 4. You could do it with 4. So Cameron's a guy who's been crushing on social media in Tribe Accelerator. This is Jack, as I mentioned before. Alessi. This is Jack Considine. So social media, pivotal lever. And then the next thing I want to share with you guys is how to use DMs, right, to meet people, whether it's meeting girls that you want to date or guys that you want to network with. And I put this like little thing that this guy said about this is in the GCC Discord, but I want you guys to get ready for this because this will change your life. One of the biggest keys, this is like a simple mindset shift and simple guideline. But if you start to do this, your ability to influence people socially is going to drastically expand. And the key is communicate in DMs like a copywriter with only 25 words a day. And that's per conversation. Limit yourself to less than 25 words a day. And that's maximum. That's like absolute maximum. And what's going to happen is and you have to learn a bit of copywriting, right? Like how to speak with hooks, how to speak more, tell more stories and such. But the key is using less words makes them invest more because they want to know more about you. They want to know more about, whatever you're trying to invite them to. And just literally, this is the hack. It's just use less words. And the other thing is keep it logistics based. So if you're, texting somebody, you don't have to convince them why they should come. You just need to ask them. And again, if you have a strong social media presence, your social media, your Instagram will speak for you. That does the qualification for you. Right? Using less words makes you more high value. Can you guys imagine if somebody like, I don't know, Drake was like texting anybody, texting you? Would he have to use more than 25 words a day to get you to do what he wanted? No. So don't use more than 25 words a day. Try it. Try it this week. So number 6, as you've started to do the events, as you started to improve your Instagram, you need to start watering your relationships from the very beginning so that they grow and flourish and provide compounding returns. And bringing the Drake example back, Drake fans love Drake because he always drops bangers and it's free of charge. And he gives value out to the world and expects nothing in return. The best way to water relationships is to give value wherever you can without expectation of getting something back. There's countless ways to add value to relationships in the same way that Drake releases songs to an audience of people that love his music. AKA, you don't have to be artist of the decade to add value to people. And most people don't realize that that in order to get what you want out of relationships, you have to give. You have to deserve it. And in relationships, that means constantly adding value to every person that you want to build a deeper relationship to. And I'm constantly giving and giving and giving to my high value friends because A, I obviously care about helping winners win, but B, I also never know when I might need help or support or a favor from them myself. And you want to make watering relationships a hygiene standard and commit to this in order to build deeper connections and a supportive network that feels like family. So to tell you guys a bit of a story, again, in 2019, I ended this really bad relationship. I hadn't made money in a long time because I was just being an idiot. I'd pushed my friends away and I wasn't doing anything that I loved. I was definitely a rock bottom moment for me. But I had hope because I knew how to build a tribe very quickly. And building a tribe of friends is like building a business. The more times you've done it, the faster you can build it back to what it once was. So starting from scratch, I told myself I wanted the type of tribe that had won the game, who loved going out, living life on their own terms, and working hard in their business. And within 4 weeks of moving to the new city that I moved to, I started my business again, and I found myself with a new tribe of winners. And this was when I met my friend Casson, who's actually my current roommate here in Boston, and my friend Jordan. And they had major winner energy. They were entrepreneurs. They were going out all the time. They had a massive social circle themselves. And they clearly didn't need anything from me. So I was just generally nice and positive and supportive for their project, this little startup that they were working on called Hubi. And then I met their developer named Nick. And Nick needed even less from me, right? He was in a relationship. He'd been on Shark Tank multiple times for products he'd built. He's making over $1 million a year. He had several successful projects that he was already happy working on. He didn't need anything. So again, I was just nice and I was a good friend and I brought good energy to our interactions. And then one day I had an idea for an app. And I called Nick and I told him the idea. And I was like, Nick, what the hell do I do? I don't know how to code. Do I need to hire a developer? Do I need to raise money? And Nick literally held my hand and helped me build that app. And that web app, is called Maxi. And it does quite well. And it's been doing quite well for a while. And that was all because of watering relationships. And the biggest change in this new version of me was that my friends were now doing 7 to 9 figures instead of pursuing the normal track. And if you want to make millions of dollars, you have to surround yourself by people that are also making millions of dollars. And your social circle is a mirror of your wealth and success. So I started to build my social circle, my tribe, that reflected exactly what I wanted in life. And I started to realize, like, why would I pay money for a coach when I have the coach, a life coach in my social circle? Why would I pay money for TikTok advice when I have a friend in my social circle that has millions of followers on TikTok? Why would I pay for a tech consultant when I have a friend who was on Shark Tank for several apps that he built and manages 70,000 developers for a major bank? Why would I pay tens of thousands of dollars for a business coach when I have a business coach that's paid tens of thousands of dollars in my social circle? Why would I pay tens of thousands of dollars for influencer promotion when I have friends who are influencers? Why would I pay to get access to unreleased augmented reality software when I have a friend that's building that company in my circle and gives me access to it? Why would I pay money for crypto inner circle type stuff when my friends are the crypto inner circle and they just tell me what to trade? And you can have a network like this, but it'll provide you nothing if you don't water your relationships over time. So the last point here is that you must build a source of income, which you're already working on if you're watching this, and you must pay for online mentorships and programs. Because when you pay for programs, you get expert mentorship and a program to improve yourself and a community of people who are also paying to make their life better. But you already know that because you're already investing in yourself, because you probably had to do that to build your digital nomad business lifestyle. I've spent over 300 grand in the last several years on specifically social trainings, right? And don't fool yourself. Social capital, the value you get from social training programs is very real, and you can write off these types of programs as a business expense. And what a convenient transition point that was. Because at this point, you guys have two options. You can go at it alone, spend all the money I did figuring this out, getting frustrated and wasting more lonely years around the wrong people, or you can learn from me. So I'm just going to skip right to it, guys, and go right into exactly what I do in Tribe Accelerator, which is the course that I've been working on the whole last year. So what I do in Tribe Accelerator is I focus on helping digital marketers, people who run an online business who are making, 5, 10, 20 grand a month. And I help them to build a social circle of high value men and women, and to also help them build unforgettable trips with those people and enjoy life at max capacity. I help them do this by leveraging Instagram, designing their trips for them and gatherings so that high value people are attracted to the lifestyle that they've created. And in the group, everybody's aligned toward the same goal, maximizing fun and building deeper, lasting relationships. I run it myself and with my team, and we're focused on collaboration and thoroughly crafted, entertaining step-by-step course content. And there's also hundreds of live events every year. So what it is there's 100+ Zoom calls with me, kind of like this, but there's a chat, and then your video pops up on the screen, and we talk twice a week for a couple hours. There's 2 in-person live events. The next one is coming up very soon. And there's also hundreds of in-person events that the tribe members themselves put on, as well as a step-by-step course where we break down everything that you need to know to build the circle that you dream of. It's essentially a copy-paste system for, for the lifestyle and the social media that you guys have seen me create. So right now, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like inside Tribe Accelerator so that you guys have a very clear understanding of what is involved. And you can see it right here. So you have each module is extremely in-depth. It's like slideshow format. I break down everything. I bring examples in from my life. Every module has resources, transcripts, action steps. It's extremely, extremely in-depth. I go over everything from how to brand yourself on Instagram, like even how to do how I organize photo shoots and how I do shoots with my friends, like walking you through the entire process, opening it up completely. I talk about how to actually define the tribe, where to go at what times of the year. I talk about designing the types of gatherings that high value people would want to be attracted to. Let me show you guys an example of a worksheet just so you guys can see what that looks like. Let's see. Here's a good one. Yeah, so tons of worksheets. I should count how many worksheets, but there's several per module. There's a module about relationships, literally everything. Okay, let's go back to the slideshow. Okay, so that's what the course looks like. And I don't want to go too much on the I don't want to go too much on like the testimonials and stuff, but basically it's a really fucking good course. Like I've put a lot into it. I've broken it down to science. It's literally a copy and paste system that you guys get to take my life and do exactly what I do. I break down everything that I've done ever and show you how you can replicate it yourself. So what do the live events look like? Well, as I mentioned, they're just Zoom calls with me and all the guys in the tribe. Coach Daniel is also on them, and he's kind of like a accountability coach. And he's been watching my content the last 5 years, probably like many of you watching this video right now. And he knows everything front to back. He's been through all the programs. He's been coaching with me for about a year now. And sometimes I have my friends on the call. So if I'm ever with someone really dope, I'll invite them on to one of the Tribe Accelerator calls, and they just hop in, and it's fun. They get to ask questions to my circle, and I'll have, I've had Adam on there, I've had Riva, I've had anyone that I'm with at the time that people want to ask questions. So it's, again, fully searchable program. Like you can literally search the transcripts in the course. There's a group chat that I'm in with everybody else. There's hundreds of live recordings, live calls. Every call is recorded. And there's also in-person events. So last year, we had the house in Los Angeles. It was a 3-story, 4-bedroom house right on the beach. We had 40 guys show up to that. It was a lot of fun. And the next one is going to be very soon. What do the member trips look like? Basically the same as mine. So as I showed you guys this one earlier, this was a trip that I helped the guys create in Bali. And what does the community look like? So basically the community is on Discord. I could screen share it, but it's just a little bit confusing. But it's very active. You know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. All right, let's see. Screen share screen, entire screen. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, yeah. So this is the chat, active up to just some discussion here. This is a channel where you can literally post pictures that you're considering posting, and then I can respond to them and rate them. So you get direct feedback from me, and you have, guys from all over the world in this tribe as well. There's 192 members, and it's a great vibe. Okay. Back here. So where does that bring us to now? I'm having trouble finding the stream. Where are we? Here we are. No. Here we are. No. Where did the stream go? Ah, there it is. Got it. No? Where are we? Oh, got it. Sorry, it was hiding. It was hiding. Okay. Back to the end of this here. We're just going to wrap up by giving you guys a little call to action. If you're interested in Tribe Accelerator, just go to the link, tribeaccelerator.com/1-on-1. The link's in the description of this, and you can book a call to apply. We don't accept everybody. As I mentioned, you have to qualify with, it just helps if you're making money, right? Like if you're broke, I wouldn't recommend applying, just because some of the stuff I teach in Tribe Accelerator, like you can't really do unless you have money to spend. Travel, Airbnbs, dinners, etc. But if you're curious, book a call below, and that's it. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know. And what we can do from here is, since we completed this, just type any questions that you have for me in the chat, and anything you want me to elaborate on that I went over in the last 45 minutes or so, let me know. Or I think it was about 45 minutes. Yeah, anything you want me to go over, feel free. Let me just share a screen again. But yeah, the chat is active. There we go. So I keep it limited. There's going to be limited to 100 spots right now. I'm doing a ton of like pushes on YouTube, doing YouTube ads and all that. So I'm sure you guys will be hit with those. But yeah, book a call below. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, if you have questions, type in the chat. I'll be on for a couple more minutes. But other than that, let me see if there are any questions that I missed. Yeah, I mean, age isn't as important. Jeremy asks is income. You know, if you're, you could be 16 making 10 grand a month, and this would be a good fit. But if you're not, you know, it's not really something I'd recommend because again, it's expensive to travel. So, all right, looks like there aren't too many questions, so I'm just going to end the stream now. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And again, it'll be something that you can watch at a later time because it's recorded. And I'll talk to you guys in a future video. All right, see ya. Peace.